Of Chof Tes Amid Base. Not the Man Tana Koitzim. Who is the Tana that says Koitzim? It says now Mishnah Koitzim Vegoitzim. But the Braise is Koitzim is not the same like Goitzim. Reb Meir. Reb Meir says Koitzim Lechatchila. Mantana Goitzim Reb Yehuda. So there's two neschos. If the Ktsira, that's called Betzoin Chachamim, that's what Meir says. And Reb Yehuda says that Lo Michu B'Yadam, he says Koitzim Vegoitzim Lo Michu. So the Gemara is going to explain now, there's two neschos, what they did. Reb Meir is the guy is Koitzim and Betzoin Chachamim. Reb Yehuda is the guy is Goitzim and it says Lo Michu, but means it was not Betzoin. So the Gemara is going to explain, Am Yaakov Asisi Kuma Abiyasa Kolam Moedish Koitzim Cham Moedish Ein Goitzim. So this in this fact, they don't Meir and Yehuda don't argue. Everybody agrees that Koitzim was even Lechatchila, but even B'Tzei Chachamim. Everybody agrees that Goitzim was Shaloi B'Tzei Chachamim. However, Loi Michu. That's what Yehuda says. So in this area, Yehuda and Meir don't argue. Pediking back over the column. Meir and Makim the column Yom Tzei Chachamim Hayois. So when it comes to Akovas the column, that's when Meir and Yehuda argue because Meir says that it's B'Tzei Chachamim even. And the Yehuda says, no, it's not B'Tzei Chachamim. It's just Loi Michu B'Yodam. You look in the Gemara and Bavli, you understand this subject better. Okay. You say one of the things that they did, Koichem Hashema, and according to our Mishnah, is Loi Michu B'Yodam. Yehuda's guy is Loi Michu B'Yodam. So what did they do? What means Koichem Hashema? So the Gemara, it means Omer B'Rachab Omer B'Yezeir Omer B'Lo Shema Yisrael Hashem L'Kein Hashem Echad Elo Shelo Yehoyo Mafsikim and Table Dibra Meir. It didn't stop. They said it very fast. It's supposed to make a hefsek to say out each word separately. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mafsikim Hoyo Elo Shelo Yehoyo Bach Shenkel. It's a different story. They didn't say Bach Shenkel L'Chus Elohim Vod. Rabbi Yasam Rabbi Zeir Rabbi Lo Shema Yisrael Elo Shelo Mafsikim and Echad LeBaruch Dibra Meir. This was the problem. They didn't stop between Echad LeBaruch. He's supposed to stop because it's not one pasuk. You don't didn't say it at all. Case the Hoy Matirim Vegamzi Shel Hegdish. What was the problem? The Chacham said, said one of the things that they did, they were matter to eat the Gamzi Shel Hegdish, and we have here that this is the thing that they were moicha b'yadam. So the Gemara explains what was their argument. Why did they hold Kila to use the branches of the tree, even though their fathers were magdish the tree? If somebody's magdish something, then whatever it grows is also also it's gedula hagdish. So they said no. I was saying no. So they answered back for the chachamim. I was saying the shekdishu. They only magdish the existing beams, the big trunk of the tree that people used to take it. So the people had no choice. They said, you know what should be hagdish to prevent the gazlanim from taking it. But once hagdish used already the big heavy wood that were there, then why should our fathers be magdish the new things, the new branches that grow? They just wanted to prevent the gazlanim from that existing wood that was on the tree. Mar abundant sovereign may occurs basically issue. So what the one that were arguing with the Anshi Yericha, they held that they were magdish even the pairs. Means who says even though they didn't have that in mind, they just wanted to be magdish the existing because that's what they were scared that people will steal these big beams. But who says it can be Messiah? Once they're Magdish, it's already automatically becomes Magdish, even the payers. So that was the chasvar of the chachamim, and they held that no, you could be mashayach the gedula. Nishmeinim and adon. So let us replace this question if you can be mashayach gedula. So that was the Anshe Yericha Svara that they were magdish taka the trees, only the trunk and the branches, and they were mashayach the gedula. It says like this: if a person is magdish a keren, a vineyard, and you can see already certain oileas, that's a certain type of shape of the eshkoil, of the cluster of grapes. It grows in a certain, not a full way. It's Gemara in Peya explains how it is. In katif, no natif. It's not. It's not formed properly. So then it says like that. The halacha is if it's noide aleilas after it was already nicker, which clusters are leilas, aleilas laniyam. The hegdish is not chal. Laniyam can take the leilas. It chal alma mishai inish gidulim. So the whole geffen belongs for hegdish. So we see that you can be mishai the gidulim because how can it be the whole tree belongs for hegdish? And then there's some tiny clusters that are leilas. They still grow. Obviously, this no leilas means they're in a very young, unripe stage. But still, we say that since it's nicker, it's recognizable that this is not going to come into a normal cluster. The anim can take it. So we see that a person can be mashayed gedu. It means then it's once it belongs to the anim already, it's like you magdish a thing that doesn't belong to you anymore. It's a different story. It's you're going to a thing that belongs to somebody else's backyard and magdish his tree. It's a different story. But maybe Stam when you magdish a tree, even the gedulim is you cannot be mashayah. You cannot be mashayah the gedulim. The gedulim become hegdish automatically. If it say it belongs to them, so let's say you can't recognize it. It's so small, but later you see it. We say it belongs to them. Shanishi can the hegdish. So the hegdish potem and the once it's a hegdish. Before it's no did leilos, there's no din on hegdish. Hegdish has potter from giving up the sandia. So hegdish doesn't have the chiyuv. But once the leilos are noid already, it belongs to them. And then you cannot be magdish a thing that belongs to the aniyah. Before the leilos were noidu, before you can recognize them, it means that the leilos happened in a kerem of hegdish. And a hegdish is potter from giving a leilos. But here it happened in your kerem. You have a chiyuv to give a leilos. The leilos will belong to the aniyah. You cannot be magdish a thing that belongs to the aniyah. Kadadatom. And Teya can the hegdish. Somebody's been a Teya can hegdish potem a parrot, when a orla, when a revine, when a layers. Somebody donates. He wants to give away this whole thing for better kabai. They should have parnosa from the keren. So he's potter from parrot, orla, revai, all the things. Only thing chayav shvitz. Interesting halacha. The only thing that's still noig, even though it belongs to hegdish, the whole thing, is still kedusha shviyas on it. The B'Shem of Yechon, Shaft or Shat Hashem. Kadosh Hashem, Kedusha Shi is Chalal. So what do you do? You see it's a big particular problem here. What do you do with it? It belongs to Hagdish, but when it comes Shemitah, you have to still be Noi Kedusha Shvius with it. Reb Chia Ba'aba Boy Kimer Ermon. La'oicha B'lei Pidyon, so what do you do, Shemitah? People just come and eat the grapes? They can't. It belongs to Hagdish. So let's say you go to the Gizber, and the Gizber says, okay, for each pound of grapes, I'm charging $5. So what's going to happen? It's going to take his $5. He's going to buy something for Hagdish. He's going to buy a hammer. So how can you do such a thing? You're not allowed to. The halacha is that you're not allowed to use the money from Shvias to buy things. Other than food. So the Gizber, what's he going to do with the money? He gets money for the grapes. He's going to buy a hammer. That's no good. Amalei. So what did the Ramana answer? A Gizber Agiz b'hoy mechalifon b'yad ach. Oh, he did a shtickle trick. He took the money. Let's say the guy gave him $5. So he doesn't want to buy a hammer. You're not allowed to buy $5 a hammer. So he takes the $5, gives it to somebody else, and he says for the other guy, you give me $5, and I'll buy with your $5 a hammer, and you take these $5 and buy Paris, buy apples, oranges, whatever. The look is you're allowed to use money for shvius only for fruit. So that's what the gizber did. He exchanged the money. The guy, somebody else should give him the $5. He should be able to buy a hammer, and the other guy is going to buy with $5 fruit. Should be eat b'kedusha shvius. This is the end of Daf of Testament base.